Welcome back to Growth Gatherings. If you ever felt stuck, or that feeling that you're not good enough, or even doubted yourself, then this video is for you. And let me tell you from the start that you are enough. So let's grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's talk about how to break free from that feeling of self doubt, reshape your self concept, and live a life that you deserve. Why do we feel stuck? We've all been there, feeling trapped in a routine and feeling that we're not making any progress and there's no sense of achievement, or sometimes even questioning our own self worth. But let's pause for a moment and understand, where do these thoughts come from? They're typically developed in our early childhood, the environment we lived in. But there are several other factors. Number one, when we start comparing ourselves with others. When we are scrolling through our social media and looking at others' perfect life, suddenly our life journey seems very small. Number two, fear of judgment, fear of failure. Number three, waiting for that perfect moment and overanalyzing everything. Finally, relying on others' feedback, looking for external validation. And these thought patterns, they become fixated in our mind and we start perceiving ourselves in a particular way. And that gives us self identity. And we start believing that this is who we are. This is what our potential is, our talent is, and our capabilities are. But here's the good news, that all that negative self talk is created by us, it's our own story. And it's very, very natural. It's a reaction to an unfamiliar situation. The trick here is to minimize that negative self talk so we don't get demoralized and we are motivated enough to move confidently towards our life goals. So, what are the ways we can manage this negative self talk and make sure that our self concept is in line with our vision and the goal and the dreams that we have? There are four ways we can effectively manage that negative self talk, that self doubt, and feeling of not good enough. So, in four practical steps, you can minimize your negative self talk or that feeling of not good enough. Number one, it's a big one. Recognize your inner critic. Haven't you noticed that we are often the most critical on ourselves? Our self dialogue is extremely harsh. For example, we would say things to ourselves that I'm not talented, or somebody else is better than me. Or if we are embarking on a new project, new situation, we often think, what if we fail? We overanalyze others' comments and think maybe they don't like me because I'm not good enough. And guess what? These are all negative narratives. But again, we can change the narrative. For example, I'm learning something new. It's okay to fail because everyone fails in their life. It's part of our life evolution. Number three, I have unique strengths. And number four, I'm bold enough and courageous enough to experiment with new things. These are inspiring statements. So it's always very, very important to understand our thought pattern and the self dialogue. Number two, this is again an important one. Take small actions, small steps. I've noticed sometimes people they wait for perfect moment, perfect information, perfect situation. But guess what? If you want to develop confidence, you need to take action. It's not confidence that helps you take action. It's when you take actions and you learn from that situation, it gives you that confidence. So, taking that small step, so I urge you to make that phone call, to write that email, to do something new that you've never done before. And potentially you may even fail. If you're in a networking environment, go and meet someone new, introduce yourself. It's really, really important because these small steps will give you that sense of achievement and would also help you minimize that feeling of shame, guilt, because eventually you'll notice that it's all okay and nobody else is paying so much attention in any case. Number 3. Well, surround yourself with positive energy. And I'm an energy coach. The people you surround yourself with, the content that you consume, it really shapes your behavior and your thought pattern. So pay attention to that. When you're watching a particular video or particular content, do you feel good about yourself? Do you feel inspired? Or you feel sad, jealous? Pay attention to people. Are they helping you to feel good or they bring you down? These are all important cues to understand whether you are in a thriving environment or you have created an environment which is really killing your talent and your potential. Finally, stop comparing yourself. Because guess what? If we want to have a great self concept about us, the journey and the comparison is only with us. So pay attention to your own journey, your own strengths, your own weaknesses, your own achievements, because that will give you a direction for the next step. Others' life, it doesn't matter. Wish them well, that's all you can do. And with these 4 steps, you can effectively manage your negative self talk because the whole focus here is that you're the one who's taking responsibility of your motivation, of your achievement, and you're creating environment around you, whether your internal environment, your thought pattern, or your physical environment, which is encouraging, which is inspiring. Just to summarize, it's okay if sometimes you feel you're not good enough or you have a fear of failure. All of us, we have our moments of self-doubt. However, if you study successful people, they have a mental model. They know how to convert their negative self-talk into a more empowering self-talk. And guess what? For that, you don't need anyone's permission. You just need to take accountability of your own thought pattern and take the first step. You don't need all the answers because there are no perfect moments. It's your confidence in your abilities to take the next step. And then you will figure it out. Another interesting thing about self-concept is that it is not carved in stone. It is our own perception about ourselves based on our own narrative. So if you change your narrative into a more positive narrative, self-talk, your self-concept also changes, which means you have more faith in your abilities, in your talent. And guess what? You are good enough. You are capable. You are worthy of success and happiness. This is Skill Booster by Fariha Salahuddin. If you're struggling with self-confidence and you have a constant fear of failure, then I recommend you join Growth Gatherings. It's an innovative learning platform and a thriving community. You have access to my bite-sized learning. Along with that, every month we have a coaching call to make sure we take accountability of our success. Growth Gathering is a safe place to grow, connect, and thrive. See you inside Growth Gatherings.